Hello and welcome back to Looks at Books. I'm your host, Clint Lorman, and today we're going to be discussing Stephen King's It. I'm sure you've heard of this one, the clown who transforms himself into anything that people fear, especially kids. He targets kids, like first and foremost. And yeah, how Stephen King came up with this, I have no idea. I did hear I think it was in his book on writing. He talked about it a little bit, like how he conceived it, and it was he thought about like what children really fear, and clowns I think is like top on the list for some reason. Like, it's something about the way they just like kind of stand out, I guess. When you go to like a circus or whatnot, a carnival, like the clowns, they just I don't know, they look, especially if they have like a rictus kind of grin on their face, they look unnerving. This clown has been played by Tim Curry before and Bill Skarsgård. I think they both did a great job portraying the character. Say what you want about the movies themselves. I liked both of them. The first one was like a miniseries, and then there was a movie. But yeah, this story is one of my favorites. I really identified with all the kids. Like, I empathized with them. Bill, who's got this trauma, from losing his brother. Like right at the beginning of the book, that's when Pennywise takes his brother down the. You see this. You, people, if people haven't seen the movie before, they know about the paper boats in the storm drain. That's where the clown takes Bill's brother Georgie while he's playing in the rain with the little paper boat. So yeah, Bill feels extremely guilty because of this, because Bill decided not to go out and play with his brother. He's just like, oh, I'm not feeling well, even though he wasn't, like, not, you know, he wasn't feeling sick at all. He just didn't feel like going to play with his brother. So that's why he feels like tremendous guilt. And so Bill is like the main character. Like he's like the leader of the. They call themselves the Losers Club. These seven kids who become friends, who bond over their shared trauma. They're seeing this clown and being terrorized by this clown. So Pennywise, this whole time, he's racking up victims, and he's also just trying to scare these kids. But see, he can't scare them enough to be able to feed off their fear, and that's what he really wants. That's what he needs, is to feed off of people's fear, or like his power just wanes. And every 27 years he goes into hibernation, and then he comes back. So he's like this eldritch creature. That I think that's why I really I really gravitate toward this kind of story. This eldritch god almost kind of creature that can feed on people's fear. It reminds me a lot of the Cthulhu mythos. And if you don't know the Cthulhu mythos, this was invented by H.P. Lovecraft. If you've ever heard Lovecraftian horror, that's a reference to that. This guy, he kind of inspired Stephen King. He was one of his main inspirations. Like, I remember that in that same book on writing, Stephen King talked about reading Lovecraft in his attic, on like a stormy day, stormy night or whatever. So yeah, he's influenced by a lot of other horror writers, and this story, it touches on a lot of themes: grief, fear. Obviously, it's bone chilling at times, like, and the imagery too that Stephen King concocts, can leave you just breathless. I remember reading this like for hours on end. I just could not put it down. It's one of those page turners. It's like 1,100 pages, something like that. It's huge, but man, you really delve into the psyche of these characters, and even into Pennywise slightly. And yeah, it's a fantastic read. I think it's one of Stephen King's best works. It's right up there with The Stand. Uh, I still think The Stand is slightly better, but yeah, it is well worth the read, and I recommend it to anyone. Maybe except for kids. uh, yeah, there are parts in it that are not suitable for kids at all. Yeah. Wait till you're, yeah, wait till your kids are at least like in high school. Let's say. Yeah, we'll say that. But till next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.